In a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a poor but hard-working man named Thomas. Thomas was known for his humble nature and unyielding spirit. Though he owned little, he was always willing to lend a hand to those in need. His tiny, weathered cottage stood at the edge of the village, its roof patched with old straw and walls covered in ivy. Despite his poverty, Thomas was never bitter, for he valued the kindness and camaraderie of his neighbors above material wealth. One crisp autumn morning, Thomas awoke to the chilly breeze seeping through the cracks of his cottage. Determined to gather firewood for the coming winter, he set out towards the nearby woods with an old axe and a makeshift basket strapped to his back. The forest was alive with the golden hues of fall, and the crunch of leaves underfoot filled the air with a rhythmic melody. As Thomas ventured deeper into the woods, his eyes caught something peculiar, a glimmer of metal peeking through the dirt beneath a giant oak tree. Intrigued, he knelt down and brushed away the soil to uncover a large, rusty pot. Despite its age, the pot appeared sturdy and intact. His curiosity piqued, Thomas opened the pot, and to his astonishment, it was filled with glittering gold coins. Thomas's heart raced with excitement. He imagined the possibilities: a sturdy home, warm clothes, and enough food to last him through the harshest winters. But his excitement was tempered by a practical problem. The pot was far too heavy for him to carry alone. Being resourceful, Thomas fashioned a crude sled using fallen branches and the rope he carried. After tying the pot securely, he began to drag it back towards the village. The journey was arduous, and the weight of the pot made every step feel like a monumental effort. Yet, Thomas pressed on, motivated by visions of a brighter future. As he paused to catch his breath by a babbling brook, Thomas noticed something strange. The coins inside the pot had changed. What once gleamed like the sun now shone with a dull silver hue. His heart sank momentarily, but he reassured himself that silver was still valuable enough to improve his life. Refusing to give up, Thomas continued pulling the pot along the uneven forest path. The trees seemed to whisper around him as though they were sharing a secret he could not yet understand. After a long and grueling stretch, he stopped again to rest. This time, to his dismay, the silver coins had turned into rusty iron. Despair crept into Thomas's heart, and for the first time, he questioned why fate would dangle such hope before him, only to snatch it away. He sat on a rock, his head bowed, and let out a heavy sigh. But as he stared at the iron coins, another thought crossed his mind. He had been content before discovering the pot. The dreams of riches had been fleeting, but his life in the village, though simple, was filled with love, friendship, and the satisfaction of honest work. Thomas rose from the rock with a newfound clarity. He realized that no amount of wealth could replace the warmth of the connections he had with his neighbors, or the joy of living a life rooted in gratitude. With a deep breath, he decided to leave the pot where it was, a relic of dreams he no longer needed. When Thomas returned to the village, he was greeted by the familiar smiles of his neighbors. That evening, as he shared a humble meal with an old friend, Thomas felt a warmth in his heart that no gold or silver could provide. He realized that his true wealth lay not in material possessions, but in the love and kindness of the people around him. From that day on, Thomas continued to live as he always had, helping others, sharing his wisdom, and finding joy in the simple pleasures of life. The villagers, in turn, held him in even greater esteem, not for what he had, but for who he was. And so, Thomas's life remained rich in the ways that truly mattered, proving that happiness is not found in treasure, but in the contentment of a grateful heart. Like these types of videos, then subscribe this channel and press the bell icon, and also like this video.